Hi, this is Pastor Craig with First Lutheran. We're continuing to examine this Lent how we live out and are renewed in the waters of our baptism. This weekend, we turn to the part of the baptismal promise that we all make in baptism, that we say we will come to hear the Word of God and we will share in the Lord's Supper. Now, as part of this exercise on Wednesdays, we've asked people like you, ordinary people of all walks of life, all ages, youth, children, adults, to think about how you would answer this question, how you make your promise to hear the Word of God and to share in the Lord's Supper. Now, the answers that all these people give aren't necessarily the correct answers or the answers the pastor is looking for, but we ask people to contemplate this question for the sole purpose of getting you to think about how you might answer this in your life, how you might make it work to live out the baptism that you are called to do in whatever walk of life that you're called. So tonight we turn our focus on the baptismal promise to hear the Word of God, and I promise to come and share in the Lord's Supper. Here's what some of you had to say.
I think there are a lot of verses that give us good direction on how we should live our lives and stuff. It's like Galatians 5:22 and 23 is one that we talked about a couple weeks ago on Sunday night, and it I think encompasses a lot of aspects of life because it teaches you the things that God gives to your life and what you can put back out there for the rest of the world.
Connect 45, what are your favorite Bible stories?
The plagues of Egypt.
The Ten Commandments, the creation.
What's your favorite Bible story?
Noah's Ark.
My favorite Bible verse is Galatians 5:22 because it reminds us to stay humble and positive throughout the day.
I just love John 3:17 because it's kind of it's after the most famous Bible verse and all that kind of stuff, and it's kind of under appreciated, I guess, because it's kind of a wrap up of John 3:16 where it's oh, God is doing this great deed for us, but He's doing it not only to just help us be better people, but to also save us from our sins.
What is your favorite Bible story?
When Jesus blesses the kids.
Okay, guys, what is your favorite Bible story?
Noah's Ark.
Jesus' birth.
I can't believe Jonah and the whale.
What does communion mean to you?
I think communion is obviously straightforward as the bread and the wine, but it's a gift that God gave to us.
Kind of he died for you, so He wants to have that time to be with you, and just it's while communion's this huge church-wide thing, it's that time for you to be alone with God.
Along with the lines of it's supposed to bring us together, it means that He's someone that wants people to be together and wants people to be at a table, and the whole family meal thing, and it's a group activity, and it's making people come together.
I think it's humbling of God almost, because it's showing that He is willing to give Himself up and provide Himself to feed you and nourish you and send you on your way.
My name is Lori Nieder, and I work at Destinations Unlimited. I've been a long-term member here at First Lutheran, and through the years I've been part of many ministries. Through Consul is when I was first introduced to serving communion, and that has been a very moving and powerful opportunity for me. Just today, as we were preparing to get out of the office to get to services tonight, I had some coworkers that said, "Oh, of course you're going to church because you're so good." My, that is not the case. I am not here every week because I am so good. I think as Christians, we gather every week and we come to the Lord's table in fellowship to be reconciled and to be forgiven. Not because we're good. It's because we are aware that we are not that good. I love to horse around, I love to have fun, but when I'm serving communion, that's very important to me, and I take that very seriously. Particularly when I give it is when I really realize when I'm saying those words, It's very personal to me. I look at you, whether you look at me or not, I want you to hear that a sacrifice was given, and that this really is coming to reach you today. I want you to hear that this is just for you. This isn't for the masses of somebody or a nobody. It's you that Christ did this for. When I get to a little child and I see these tiny little hands reach up and they are desiring the bread and wine, and then the next hands perhaps will be one of our older members, and I can see that they are aged, and yet at the same time they are still reaching for that bread and wine, and they are reaching for Christ with that same desire, even though they've had communion time and time again throughout the years. That need has never gone away. There could be times that I may be serving you communion and you may hear me kind of muddle through my words because it may be emotional. Maybe I knew you were in the prayers last week, or maybe I am a friend of yours and I know maybe something that was going on that I want to extend to you. And there has been times I have served communion and then that next week I heard in the prayers that that person has passed away, and that's very meaningful to know that perhaps I had served them that bread and wine with them for the last time. It's a constant good reminder that we are all the same, and Christ loves all in the same way. I think as humans sometimes we categorize people, but Christ does not. He doesn't see that. He feels the same way. His sacrifices were the same. His love is the same. There isn't anything different. It's a level playing field.